this is my information. You can just look me up if you need to collaborate or talk to, on LinkedIn or by email. If you have any ideas or you want to give me feedback or collaborate on research. So let's get started with this nice idea. Actually, thank you for allowing me. This is something from it's not, I'm teaching mathematics, but this is more like my passion and my things that I like to do by nature, which is entrepreneurship and like things that have to be involved with it. So engineering university, engineering college and business college, rivalry or cooperation, a proposed entrepreneurship integration model. So let's see what this is all about. This talk is going to have an abstract, motivation behind this, and then there's some introduction, proposed model and benefits, and then conclusion remarks and some references. These are a couple of papers that I collaborated with some co-authors. There's noise there. Is everything okay?
You can hear
I
the
can
voice?
hear noise. Hello? If you can mute, someone needs to mute the microphone. Yeah, did you mute your mic? Yeah, I think it's better now. I hear myself. Hello? Yeah. Okay. So these are a couple of papers I worked on before. It has to do with mathematics education and engineering mathematics. Just kind of my contribution to education since I'm teaching mathematics for many years, in addition to mathematics research in both business and engineering disciplines. So this is kind of my contribution, and I always like to contribute in education since I'm teaching in addition to being a mathematician. So post-COVID, education has been one of the main industries was challenged. Many colleges in the US were shut down in the aftermath of health crisis. All stakeholders of learning, teaching were affected. So the consequence, as a consequence of the pandemic, colleges started competing to enroll students. So, and also departments used to compete to have students. So now in this area, we have a lot of engineering schools and business schools. So basically, sometimes it looks like they're competing. Sometimes we feel like they should be cooperating. So this talk is going to talk a little bit about, similarities, differences about this, and hopefully come up with a model to kind of work for all and for the benefit of universities, regardless of the departments involved. This is one thing to get started with this topic. Sometimes any person, you can look at this and be like, oh, how do I become a millionaire? Then some people say, oh, start an engineering company. And then that's like one prerequisite for become a millionaire. That's some people might find this funny or even motivating, or maybe just a standard. The motivation from this study stems from the urgent need to understand, reimagine the dynamics between engineering and business post-COVID, exploring the just survival of these institutions, but the innovative integration, not just the survival. You need to innovate in integrating these two things, business and engineering, of entrepreneurship education as a transformative approach to harmonize their objectives, to enhance students' competencies, ensure their collective and robust contributions to a rapidly evolving economy. So the introduction, there's a lack of enthusiasm among students to even go to college, let alone decide to what to study. It's a big problem after COVID, we feel. Some universities shut down, enrollment went down. After COVID, colleges are impacted among other sectors. The competition between universities and countries actually started to intensify. So this is one graph that affected colleges, how like in the World Economic Forum, there's a COVID and education graph. It shows how COVID impacted global education. The number of learners impacted by national school closures worldwide. And this is like a World Economic Forum graph that shows the impact. Now, The stakeholders and consequences. All stakeholders affected: students, faculty, administration, and the community. So the fact that whether we compete as a business school or engineering school, we are competing for the interest of the students. But it shouldn't be because they have to study business or engineering because this is better than that. It should be another approach about that. Because the effects of pandemic, it was on all students, all faculty, all administrators, all universities, all countries, all economies. So it shouldn't be just a rivalry. There should be something else. The pandemic and education. This is actually talking about also the effect from the Chronicles of Higher Education. It talks about how the colleges shut down because of this pandemic and the fact that we have to go online. The fact that people couldn't go to campus for some time shut down all the universities, and then they started going back according to, if you remember the opening plan, the reopening after the COVID. So this is actually a global impact, and people and the issues are becoming more way after COVID, things started to clear up. So what to do? The big two, engineering and business. Significance of engineering and business colleges, and brief overview of their roles and university. Engineering school usually is technical. The technical students, the students are doing the technical work, building the prototypes, building the devices, designing the panels, the machines. And business students are the ones who are selling it. Business students are the ones who sell the product, sell the service, sell and just kind of run the companies and do the money making stuff. So each one has their own role. These big two have their own importance, but sometimes one cannot work alone, and you cannot be a rivalry anymore. So this is one, actually, maybe this is a true one. I like to use some images to show. Some people think that this is actually what's happening, engineering versus business. Engineering students are sitting in front of computers, from machines, and working. Some people might think, yeah, this is supposed to be funny, that business students are just taking in a nap or just laying on the beach while the engineers are doing the work. We can argue that this is true. We can argue that this is not true. For me, I actually have the advantage of teaching both. In mathematics, I teach both engineering and business students. So I have an idea closely how, when I deal with these engineering students, with the business students, I think, yeah, I see why some people might think this is true, and I see, for example, why business people might be offended with this, or maybe engineering people might be offended with this. I like to show other explanation of this, which is this one coming up. This is engineering versus business. Yeah, it's not one of them better than the other, or one of them stronger, one of them smarter. It's actually both. Both of them. Both of them have their own strengths, just like Spider-Man, Superman competition here. So this rivalry or cooperation. The traditional view, like I said, they are put, engineering business, they are put in two different universities, two different colleges, two different departments. And there should be a new paradigm. We're looking for collaborative entities sharing objectives. How is that? How is that going to happen? So basically, this rivalry or cooperation, it has to be a balance. It shouldn't be just business, selling without knowing any technical or any math, any coding, any design, anything. It shouldn't also be all coding, all design, all mathematics without any sales, any marketing, any entrepreneurship skills. It should be something between. It should be something with balance. Differences and similarities. Curriculum. The curriculum of both business and engineering is different. The student profile is different. The career outcomes are also different. The curriculum, engineering, focus on math, physics, calculation, coding. The business, they focus on marketing, business plan, sales, accounting. The students are different. Our part of the world, the student profiles, engineers usually come from scientific background, business come literature background. A career outcomes also different. engineering students go to becoming engineers, business people go to becoming maybe startup founders, maybe owners of companies and things like that. Similarities, it's that all students, whether engineering or business, they need problem solving. They need leadership and innovation. Both of them need that. Both engineering and business need to know the importance in the market, in the modern market job. Both of them need to understand that the integration between engineering and business is really important. Let's take, since I'm coming from mathematics, statistics background, take the data science. Data science is one new career coming up, and it takes a lot of this integration is happening so much in this data science program, data science field, career in general. It's not about just math and statistics skills. And it's not only entrepreneurial and sales skills, it's all together. You need to know how to do machine learning. You need to know how to do software engineering. You need to know how to analyze data. But at the same time, you need to know by yourself how to do a business case. You need to have the entrepreneurial skills. You need to have sales. So you have to, in one. It's very, since the post-COVID now, market is becoming very competitive, that you need to have both technical, which is engineering, and business, sales and accounting and entrepreneurship. If one person can have all, then that's great. But if you can't have it all, you need to be integrated or integrate with someone who's good at it. And that's how education itself is inspired by the entrepreneurial way of thinking. So the proposed entrepreneurship integration model is the value of combining engineering and business acumen, promoting interdisciplinary education, startup competitions across colleges and schools. So when you're combining, meaning you have to come up with now new majors that have a little bit of engineering, a little bit of business, so that you can actually graduate people who are good at both. Promote the interdisciplinary education. So now when I have an assignment, I have a project, or I have a competition, I ask the students, you must have one, or half the team must be engineering, half the team must be business. In the setting of my case, for example, when I have the biggest schools, I have the engineering and business. So if you put this as a condition, then they're forced to work together, forced to learn from each other. That and that's actually how it's happening in research as well, with professors with the engineering doing research with professors with business to kind of come up with new innovative breakthrough ideas. So the whole this should be funny coming from a math teacher. 1 + 1 = 2. I hope that you guys find this helpful and funny. But when you integrate the do the business and engineering integration, actually 1 + 1 will not be 2 anymore. It will be 3 or even more, because that's integration, the power of integration. Innovation will create unlimited ways and possibilities of new ideas, new pathways of success. So this benefits of integration, again, it will have diversified skills for students, enhanced employability, boosted university reputation. So when your engineering students are really good at business, running business, managing companies, selling, accounting, and when your business students also are good at coding, good at designing, good at technical stuff, you're having better employees in the future, and then your university is having a better students and better reputation. I came across this book that actually has this title, which is actually kind of just fits in the time at this space in the slides. Yeah, from graduate to CEO. That's kind of like the product that's expected from going through this integration program, as predicted according to this book. So concluding thoughts: the future of education is, like I said, there needs to be innovation, there needs to be new ideas and new ways. Collaboration, it's collaboration between and integration between business and engineering. It's not just competition. and then the potential of this entrepreneurship integration model in the future, which is, like I said, it will create new success and new ideas, new innovations in the education. So integration is the key. I hope you guys benefited. There's some references here. I hope you benefited. Feel free to ask questions.